My goal for the next couple months is to improve my endurance. If you saw a couple videos past, you saw that I'm really training in zone 2, so I have a lower heart rate and can continue to run for a long period of time. Now, my zone 2 training is going really well, but I want to continue to increase my endurance in terms of my weekly mileage and total time running. So in order to do that, I really have to focus on my endurance and not so much my speed or my strength. I always like to say that runners are in a season, so that means every 2 to 3 months you pick a certain thing you want to focus on, so you can really just hone in and focus on that one thing and you can get to your goal a lot faster. In terms of my weekly schedule right now, it looks like 4 runs each week, 2 strength workouts from the Runners Complete program, and 1 day of biking. It's usually on my spin bike with a Peloton ride that's about 30 to 45 minutes, really focusing more on zone 2 versus intervals or hills. In terms of my running, how I lay out my running, I usually do 1 day of speed. I just started adding in 1 day of speed since I was mostly just doing really slow running for every single one of my runs. So now I'm doing 1 day of speed, and then the other 3 days are complete zone 2, usually around 40 to 80 minutes of running for each run. So in terms of my weekly schedule, it really changes each week because it depends on my schedule, but I usually will double up my spin bike and a workout, or an easy run, like a recovery run and a workout, so I still have that 1 day of rest. I highly recommend 1 day of rest so you can have your muscles recover and repair, and then the other days you're going to be going mostly at that 80% of those easy runs. If you read the book 80-20, you know what I'm talking about. Highly recommend that book, but most of my runs are easy, and then just 1 day is speed. In my speed workout, I'm not necessarily doing sprints, I'm doing what I call pickups. So that just means that throughout my speed workout, maybe for a quarter of a mile, I'm picking my pace up from a zone 2 pace to all of a sudden now I'm going at a 7 out of 10 on the RPE scale, which usually increases my heart rate about 20 beats per minute. So in terms of the RPE scale, 1 is very light exercise, so think like gentle walking or standing, and then 10 is max effort. So if I think about a 7 out of 10, that's not jogging and it's also not sprinting, it's just somewhere in between, which usually looks a little bit faster than race pace. I have noticed a huge increase in my endurance, and mostly my long runs, like my 80-minute runs, don't feel exhausting, especially when I stay in that zone 2 heart rate. I feel like at the end of my 80-minute runs, I could keep going, which is exactly what I want. So I feel like I'm on the right path with building my endurance so I can build my base, so I have a great base before I even start marathon training, which will be coming in the next couple weeks. I would love to know what you're focusing on over the next couple months. Drop it below. I would love to know what your running goals are, so please share them with me. If you like this video, make sure you check out my Zone 2 training video where I talk all about how I set up Zone 2 training with my weekly schedule, why I chose to run in Zone 2, and hope it helps.